Guys, we're finally here. The second to last garden tour of the season. Next week is actually going to be the last garden tour of the season. So don't forget to go down below, click the like and subscribe to stay tuned for that one, because that's going to be a pretty special video. Without any further ado, let's get right into the garden. Now, as I always like to start out these garden tour videos by doing, is just by simply opening up this gate. By the next season, our goal is to have a more sufficient gate. And by the way, I've noticed an issue. My chicken Loudmouth is getting in behind my back. Like, she could be right over there, and I turn around, she's in here. And I thought she was going through the fence, but then I realized there's a little gap there, and chickens can fit right through that gap just fine. As I said last week, this whole area right here has since been tilled over. We just need to wait to put the strawberries in. We're gonna put them in very soon. And sorry if you hear lawn mowing sounds in the background. We're mowing the lawn tonight. Right over here, as you guys can see, tons of these beautiful strawberries. I really love these ones right here, and in my opinion are some of the greatest. But sadly, as you guys probably know, the birds have been getting to them. And someone caught my eye over here. We'll get into this later, so don't forget to watch till the end, because we'll be harvesting that right at the end of the video in an exclusive clip aside from the other harvest. Yep, as I said, the lawnmower is turned on now. Now over here, these leaves are beginning to die back. As you can see, they're changing colors a little bit. It's fall in the northeast, you know. Fall has officially made its ways over here. We're seeing some minor changing in some of the leaves. Some of the trees are dying back a little bit, but not a lot. The blueberries are no exception. They do lose their leaves, some of them, during the winter. And it looks like this winter will be actually good. That's what I hope. I swear, if this winter is not any good like last winter, like I was hyping up last winter for like 3 months before. And as I said, there's my chicken Loudmouth just chilling in the garden. What's good, bro? Now get out. I mean, there's bugs there, so I guess you can see what's going on, bro. But as I was saying, I hyped up last winter saying it's gonna be the greatest of all time. We had 2 storms that I really liked, and the rest were just garbage. So hopefully this season will be better. And right over here, we have our green beans, which don't look too good right now. But guys, these green beans aren't really the youngest in the garden. Well, actually they are. We planted these guys back in June on a video I made a couple months ago, as I said. Well, the video was like my worst performing garden tour I think I've ever done, like ever. And as you guys can see here, yes, there are things that need to be harvested, and I will get to that eventually. Thankfully, this time my camera is not at like 20%, it's at 58%. So we are good to go. And I'm gonna show you the rest of the garden. But next, let's get to the basil. Next things next, we have our basil. These flowers need to get ripped off because they're going to mean that the thing's going to seed. Now I wanna get as many basil leaves as possible for next week's final harvest in the garden. That's gonna be probably what we're gonna end up doing, is we're just gonna get as many basil leaves as possible, because there's tons of them in this garden, guys. There is a ton of basil leaves in here that I think are actually ready to be harvested from this garden. So as you guys can clearly see here, this nice basil plant's looking really beautiful right now. All that we need to do is just rip off these seeds here, catch them as early as possible, so that way we can still get some leaves forming on here. Because as you guys probably know, these seeds will basically mean that it'll get pretty much destroyed. Now we have my favorite part of the season. Every single year since we've done garden in 2020, there has been a season for different plants. In 2020, that would be, I think, the corn. In 2021, that would have probably been the tomatoes. In 2022, that would have been the gourds. In 2023, that would have been, I think, that was the cucumbers or something. But this year's the peppers, and I'm very happy to say that. And I know all the names by now. We have cayenne peppers, habanero peppers, jalapeno peppers, bell peppers. And we have a ton of different peppers in here, as you guys can see. My bell peppers are underperforming. I don't know why. I look in here and all I see is just habanero peppers, which are the really wrinkly ones. I don't see my bell peppers right over here. I never see anything coming off of them. I'm thinking like the birds must be like eating the flowers or something, because as you guys can see here, there's nothing really on this. At least over here we have some nice looking habanero peppers, some nice jalapeno and cayenne peppers over here. But over there, bell peppers are just a wasteland of nothingness. Like this year, the bell peppers are underwhelming. I really hope they just got off to a late start and we could take some trimmings, put them inside for the fall, you know. That's what we've done for the last couple seasons, so we're gonna see what we can do again. You, my friend, are a little bit late, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Next, let's talk about the eggplants. I see flowers on a normal eggplant. But as similar to the other ones, I'm assuming that the eggplant flowers are getting eaten by birds. But as you guys can see, there is a couple of them forming. In fact, this one actually does have an eggplant forming on it right now. The white eggplants were doing really good, but they're really skinny. My question is, why are our eggplants always very skinny? I don't know. I guess I'll never probably know as well. But y'all, as you guys can see, there's a ton of these nice purple flowers forming on here, which is good news. As you guys probably know, the goal is to make sure that they develop properly. We'll get into this area in just a minute. Or now, I mean, that's fine too. There's a lot of stuff I want to get into harvesting today. The cucumbers, for one, are dead. They're done. The fact that we could possibly be getting a harvest this late in the season is insane to think about. Last season, our last cucumber harvest was like early August. This season, that was like peak cucumber season. Y'all, look at these nice looking cherry tomatoes in here that I think are ready for harvest. And oh my gosh, what are you doing here, buddy? I don't know, but he's gonna get off either way. Yes, I know I'm beating this tomato with a, what's it called? Because he is destroying it. Y'all, I can't really tell if this tomato is destroyed or not. Oh yes it is, there's a little hole there. I'm not liking that. So, my chickens will enjoy it. Instead of us at the table, the chickens instead will get to enjoy it for a little bit of a snack. There's Cute coming right over there to see what landed, because they're very curious little animals. Oh, and she's found it, I think she found it, yep. And now the other chickens are gonna come around there too. But as I was saying though, there's a ton of stuff in there I wanna harvest. And our goal is to make sure that everything is looking as nice as possible. Now let's get into the main tomato patch, which of course is dying, but there's still harvestable things here. Like the Romas, they're dead. This guy, maybe I can save a little bit. I can maybe do a little bit of clipping on it to make sure it's healthy. These guys are dead. These guys are mostly dead. Those guys have holes in them, but some of them are alive. There's some ones on the ground that are good. This guy right there is good to harvest today. And there's a ton of things in here that I actually think are good to harvest today. There's a ton of tomatoes on the ground that I think are actually gonna be good for a quick little harvest today, as you guys can see here. My question is though, like, what are we about to do in here after this? And the answer is probably gonna downsize our garden. I'll talk about that. I think by the end of this month I have a video coming out about that. But y'all, remember that sunflower bloom I was talking about last week? It's right there, my friend. I can't tell if this guy is closing up or coming in soon. This guy looks like he's just blooming out. This guy is definitely gonna be blooming in a couple days. This one right here is the main attraction in the garden right now. I can see this thing when I'm down at the house over there. That's how bright and vibrant the thing is. But that also means that the birds are gonna find it easier. Which, I mean, all right, the birds get to a lot of things in the garden. But do you wanna know what else is very interesting? The fact that we're about to go inside, we're about to go grab us a basket and some clippers, and we're about to go do a little bit of a harvest. But first, I gotta make sure I have my chest strap so I can actually do a harvest properly while holding my camera, because there's no way I'm gonna be holding my camera like this. Before we go, shout out to Loudmouth, because why not? Y'all, and just as promised, I'm about to go harvest that one strawberry and an exclusive clip that you guys have probably been waiting to see for a while. We're not going to do a taste test on video today because I want us because this is our most impressive strawberry we've gotten all year. This whole row is actually blooming really nicely, and let's keep it that way. So as you guys can see, this right here is our strawberry. Now it's completely ours. The birds can't get to this anymore, that's for sure. Let's go add that to our insane haul from our garden today. I did not harvest any green beans today because I began running out of time. And y'all, this right here is the haul. As you guys can clearly see here, we got a ton of different things in here. Habanero peppers, cayenne peppers, no jalapenos, so their season is long past due. We got one white eggplant. We got a couple of these nice looking cucumbers here. Most importantly, the star of the show tonight is easily this one strawberry here. We got a ton of these nice cherry tomatoes, some normal tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. All in all, it was a pretty decent haul. All in all, it was a pretty decent haul, I'd say, today. We got a decent amount of these nice stuff here. It's gonna ripen in a couple days. And as you guys can clearly see here, this is looking really, really nice in my opinion. Sorry if you hear the lawnmower a little bit in the background. So it's pretty close over here. So I just want to say that if you ended up enjoying this, I have something very interesting to say. If you guys love these types of videos, I have a whole playlist on screen right now of videos that are very similar to this one, very similar style, very similar editing. Well, only a couple, but on the center of the screen right now, it's right there for you guys, and I'll catch you guys in those videos. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. It's a little bit chilly out here, but I gotta go do the chickens. Catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.